Woo! First Convict Chronicles of the new year. Gonna start it off with a banger. Boom! Tone it down a little bit. Get all my ducks in a row. How's everybody New Year's going by so far? Oh, word? That's what's up. That's what's up. I guess I can get straight into it. I was off my kilter, thinking we was doing a live. But I'm putting this one in the cutty. Let's get into it. You see the name of the title? Now, I think it was my second or third time on Rikers Island. My first, I think I was over Mar 5. That's where I landed at. This was before Mar 6 took over. This was before they made the R side adults and the even side adolescents. I guess it got overcrowded. But like I said in my past videos, I'm from the Renaissance. Where you had to stand on your own too. You really didn't have no gang representation. I think this was 90. This was 90. I caught me and three of my childhood friends, we came up with the idea that we was gonna go into Midtown. This was our thing. This was New Jersey Drive. This was the beginning of New Jersey Drive. Stealing cars and nonsense. So, yeah. So I wound up on the island first time. I done did the spa fit. Of course, I was in a group home cycle. St. Christopher's, Jenny Clarkson. Under the Pence petition. So, I get the Mar 5. It's my debut. It's me and my co-defendant, T Money. Anybody know T Money? Brooklyn. So me and T Money, we Mar 5ing. So of course, now when I think back, I say, it was me and my Cody. So it was already we already had the numbers. It was me. It was two. It was two of us against whoever. So it wasn't even head on there. So it didn't have really much problems. You know what I'm saying? Because of course anybody who wanted to try anything, it was gonna be a 2 against 1 kind of altercation. You know what I'm saying? I guess we was able to escape with no havoc or relay. Up until the time I talk about later, because after we got transferred out of there, because Mar 5, of course, that was intake, receiving. Once you came in, then you got processed, and then they shipped you whatever housing you was gonna go to. But lucky enough for me on this first trip, I guess because of the they must have seen it in the records and never been there before. Guess what they do? They sent me to the newly built Sprungs. Now the Sprungs, as soon as they told me, hey, Marshall, store it, pack it up. Went up to the, hey, where we going? Where we going? Because you're trying to set yourself up, see where you going. You going to 4 Main, House of Pain. Murder Mar 9. you had all of this stuff floating around. You know, guys that was in there in Mar 5 a little longer than everybody else. You know, so they giving you the update. They giving you what to look out for. You better hope they don't. You better hope they don't send you here. You better hope they don't send you there. You know, so I'm taking it all in. So I ain't never heard. I never heard them saying anything about the sprung. So I'm like, what is it, sprung? What is it? I'm sprung. This was before T-Pain or anything. So make a long story longer. Where I'm at. Say I'm they put us on in Sprung 2. Sprung 2, I think it was the east side. First came in, it was to the left. But if I ain't mistaken, I think they split us up in Sprung 2. My Cody went to the left side, and I went to the right side. So we was in Sprung 2, but if anybody familiar with Sprung 2 and the Sprungs, it's two sides. So we was on... For a minute, we was on two sides until we was able to manipulate the case managers and fix it, and they was able to, I think they moved me to the other side, or maybe I think I might have went to the Bing. And when I came back, I went to the other side. Can't remember what I went to the Bing for. Like I said, I was 16. So... yeah. So that was the first time. We go to court. They put us on this program. They gave us a youthful offender. YO. They say, yeah, you get out, you finish this program. This charge will be cleared off your record. But it would not hinder you in the future from getting any kind of state government, any kind of job like that. This is something that they put in effect. YO. It's called youthful offender. So that's what I was on. So we home now. Long story short, I didn't complete the program. I didn't want to stop the nonsense. I was hard-headed, so I wound up, by the end of 91, beginning 92, I'm back. 1992, Rikers Island. What we're talking about right now is when I met these individuals. It's about to pop up on the screen anytime now. The Jheri crew. Here we go. If anybody familiar with these guys, they also got themselves for some situations and was on Rikers Island, and because of the classification and the status of the charge, where do you think that these guys landed? Protective custody of March 7th. 1992. So if you ever hear anybody talking about this era, 1992, March 7, protective custody, they have to speak about these four individuals right here. Why? Why I say that? Because 1992 was a year everybody wanted to go on protective custody. Your toughest, your roughest, your scruffest. Everybody wanted to get to March 7 to rub elbows with the Jheri Curl kids. Why, you ask? Well, let's get into it. Part 1 of this series. Convict Chronicles. Get a little bit into who the Jheri Curl kids were and what they was about. The Jheri Curls were a Dominican gang which was active in the Washington Heights, Manhattan neighborhood of New York City in the early 1990s, taking their moniker and coiffures from the Jheri curl hairstyle that was of waning popularity in the United States during that time. Who had a Jheri curl? My mom, we couldn't get the Jheri curl, so guess what my mom thought we was gonna get? We got the S curl. Everybody remember the S curl? And I still remember the S curl. Came with that nice blue and silver box. It was like you got a Nintendo. You know, your mom got you that S curl kit. But let me get back to the story. The gang ran a major cocaine trafficking operation in Upper Manhattan, which was ultimately based out of an apartment complex on West 157th Street and Riverside Drive. In the slideshow, you'll see 157 West 157th Street, the building, which they're speaking of in this article. The gang was led by Rafael Martinez, along with his brothers, Lorenzo, Julian, Daniel, and Caesar. The Jheri curls pulled in millions of dollars per year in cocaine sales, allowing the Martinez brothers to live comfortably in Queens. And gang leader Rafael was able to secrete some of the money and properties in the Dominican Republic. Okay. So now, when this story broke, and individuals on Rikers Island found out that these individuals was on Rikers Island in C-74, of course, everybody wanted to know, where were they? Lo and behold, you know, of course, with the attention that the case got and the severity of the case, they placed them down to March 7th. At this time, I think it was March 7th was PC, protective custody, involuntary protective custody, which is IPC, and also on the other side, it was MO, mental observation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also down the steps, going towards March 7th was March 8. You also had March 9. And you also had C-74 commissary. So in order to go to commissary, you had to go down those steps. In order to get back to your house with your bag, which was usually a pillowcase back at that time, you had to go up the steps into your housing unit. They ran the commissary the way that they ran it. So it was on numerous occasions after these guys got committed to Rikers Island and the word got out, where were they housed at, etc., etc. And then some of the stories began, because a lot of people, they knew what about these guys. You know, gold Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys. You know, lavish. So of course, everybody, they wanted to get close. They wanted to rub elbows, see what they could do, see how they can, you know, get a piece of the action. Now, I had a few relative correctional officers that worked on Rikers Island at this time, and I was able to get inside information, you know, through relatives, not through correctional officers, but through relatives, because these correctional officers, they have a life outside of Rikers Island. So they go home and they get to talking. Of course, you know, they got peoples in the neighborhood. They got, you got questions, we got answers. So All right, what start going around in C-74 is a high amount of requests from inmates to be placed in PC. Everybody and their mama wanted to go into PC. They didn't care about no reputation. They cared about networking, communicating, trying to get in. Let me get back to the story. Despite their seemingly non-threatening name, the Jheri Curls were known and feared in Washington Heights for their extreme violence. Rafael Martinez reportedly shot his girlfriend in the kneecap when she made fun of his limp. And in particular, for the murder of Jose Reyes, a 67-year-old resident of the apartment building at 614 West 157th Street, which served as the gang's base of operation. Reyes, who was retired from the city's welfare department, had confronted the gang about their illicit activities and began aiding the police. Soon after, on May 23rd, 1991, Reyes was shot to death outside of a bank in broad daylight. Now, being that this is a part story, I'm gonna leave it here. But before I go, I'm just gonna break down a little bit about 1992 on Rikers Island. Because it has to coincide, you know. And I'm trying to make a point here that at the end of the day, it really doesn't. A person is going to do what they got to do to get what they got to get. And nobody is going to be weighing any kind of reputations at this time. I'm talking about some of the toughest of the goons. You would catch them. Kind of like banging the March 7 door down to get in there, to get a glimpse. You know, they just wanted to be cool. They wanted to know who these guys was. So maybe they can get in when they get out. You know, I know they ain't just shut down. I know somebody else took over. You know, they might be still doing it. You heard all of this. This was the chatter in the bullpens, going to court, in the visit room, at medical, in the hallways, just in regular conversation. This was a hot topic, ladies and gentlemen. In this series, we're just gonna get into it. So, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. FACTZ Media Global. It's a movement. Behind the Wall. That's an organization. See, how can I say? I'm trying to put in effect. I've been trying to. It was established in 2018, and I'm just trying to get it up and running. To try to get some support, real support, for our people behind the design. And with that, I ain't gonna keep y'all too long on this video. Appreciate everybody that stopped through. Much love. It's FACTZ Media, man. I'm out.